saying that no, Western women aren't afraid of Ling dudes leaving to find traditional women abroad. That's what passport bros are. I mean, seriously, what motivates you to leave your country, your friends, your family? Is that you're too scared of independent women? You want someone who is dependent on you and serve you like your mom? You want a second mom?
Hello YouTube, it's your boy, the Passport Bro Wingman, coming at you again with another YouTube video. You see the title of this video. This is a video in response to the clip I showed at the beginning of this video, in which there is a modern femme who is basically giving her overall opinion of the Passport Bro movement. I found this video from a guy. His channel is called Legion of Men. He's part of like the manosphere. I was watching one of his videos, and this video came up, and he gave like a pretty good critique of it. So if you want to see the rest of the whole video, I'm gonna leave a link to his video in the description box, and make sure you sign to his channel. He has a lot of good content. I won't play the whole video because it was a pretty long video. It's at least maybe like a hour long of him critiquing like her video. Her video itself is not well, I'm gonna say it was a little long as well. But I just wanted to at least get the good parts of the video and then give my overall opinion. I'm just going to sum up what she talked about. So basically as you can see throughout the video, she's basically saying that she thinks that Passport Bros, we're just looking for a second mom. We just want a woman who's going to cook and clean for us and just be subservient to us. And then she went on throughout the video to pretty much call us colonizers. And she even went back as far as like the 1600s, talking about how the Vikings went and conquered and took over the women and made them subservient and all this stuff like that. And I agree with the narrator whose channel is Legion of Men, what you're just saying. Like, if you have to go back that far, I mean, it's just, you're already on the losing end for the most part. She had to go all the way back to the 1600s to try to make Passport Bros out to be some type of colonizers. But if you want to watch this video again, I'm going to leave it in the description. And I'm just going to give my overall take on what she had to say, debunk a few things, and then, just give my overall take. And so I just, so here's the thing. And I brought this up again in one of my other videos as well. A lot of times women are saying that they think it's slavery pretty much to cook and clean for their man. Versus, as I said before, other countries, this comes natural, as in many cases, the man is the breadwinner. And in many cases, some countries such as like Colombia, Brazil, even the Philippines, jobs are somewhat scarce. And a lot of times, most people don't really make that much overall. So in many cases, a lot of women fall back on being like the housewife. They'll cook and clean. And in fact, some of them also have jobs as well, and they'll still cook and clean after getting home from work. And here's the thing. They always try to make this thing out where men are not doing any work. If you remember, I grew up in the Chicago area, and basically there, you have snow for like 3-4 months, and constantly you're out there shoveling snow. Men are shoveling snow. We're putting up Christmas lights. Somebody, bashes in the wall in the house. We're plastering up the wall. We're mowing the lawn. We're taking out the trash. We're trimming like the bushes. We're pulling up weeds. We're mowing the lawn. We're raking the leaves. Men are doing a whole lot of stuff, whole lot of housework around the house. They act as if we don't have any house chores. We actually left them some of the most simplest parts, which is just really washing the dishes in an air-conditioned household. For example, to anybody who lives like in the Florida area, in July it can get scorching hot. And men are out there mowing the lawn, making things look nice outside of the house and in the scorching sun. And we just leave the women to go inside and just, for the most part, wash the dishes. And even to add to that, in many cases, most houses now have dishwashers, which means all you're really doing is quick rinse, dumping the dish in the dishwasher and turning the dishwasher on. You're not even really washing the dishes for the most part. And even in many cases, they made cooking pretty simple. I mean, quick 5-minute, thing of rice you can put together. They have like little quick dishes you can put together. You really don't, need to be that intense as far as like the cooking. So basically what I'm saying is it's not really that big of a deal. And most, like I said, most foreign women in general they come from a culture of where the women pretty much know how to cook. Because again, keep in mind, if you don't make that much money, you're not going to be going out eating. You're not going out to restaurants and that thing very often. So in many cases, to save money, you wind up eating at home. So a lot of the women learn to cook for the most part. So most foreign women you're going to meet, majority of them, unless they come from like maybe the top tier in their country, for the most part, they're going to know how to cook, and they're going to have no problem doing it. They've been doing it for many, many years. Versus women here, because we're so used to eating McDonald's and having microwavable dinners and all that kind of stuff. You'll have a bunch of women that just don't know how to cook in general. So, and like I said, after some men in this country work these hard shifts, you got like a lot of truckers. They might work like a 14-hour shift. When they come home, they're just looking for a plate to eat. Is that really so much to ask? And in addition to that, even that trucker, when he gets off work, when he's there on the weekend, again, he's doing chores around the house, mowing the lawn, raking the leaves. He's not just sitting around twiddling his thumb, and not to mention being the disciplinarian as well. We're also taking care of the kids, giving them provision, making sure, helping them, giving them that fatherly advice. We're doing other things around the house. We're not just twiddling our thumbs. They just act like we get in the house, we don't want to do anything except take their money and just make them do all the stuff around the house. It's just getting ridiculous. Here's the other side note as well. She talked about, because if you notice in the video, she got very, very sarcastic and pretty much said that, for the most part, what the typical thing is, these are men that none of the women want. We don't want these men. We don't care. That's pretty much her overall attitude. Not only does she try to make us out to be colonizers and say we want a second mom, but then she goes on to say that they don't really need us. Now, here's the funny thing. Just recently, affirmative action was struck down. Now, people say, like, why is that important? So here's something to consider. You got all these boss chicks, and in her case, this feminist there. As we know, affirmative action mainly benefited white women for the most part. So a lot of women like her, who are like these boss babes, and they got these jobs. A lot of them got it because of affirmative action, which is why, and this is just a theory, I'm putting my tinfoil hat on when I say this. One of the reasons I think that they got rid of affirmative action is not just because, some people just say it because it was like racist. Yeah, that is a part of it as well. But I think an even bigger piece, even more sinister piece is this. If you notice, they just got rid of no-fault divorce. And BGS said in many cases, because a lot of the men are unhappy, they're slowly taking power here and there away from a lot of the women. So they got rid of no-fault divorce. Now they got rid of affirmative action, which means a lot of these white women are going to they're either going to lose their job, they're going to stop getting hired for these high positions, which includes some black women as well and some other non-white women as well. They're going to start applying for these positions. A lot of guys, because of all this Me Too stuff, and now because they don't have affirmative action, they don't have to hire them. So, and the main reason is going to be because they're going to feel like, well, I don't want to get any Me Too or have any additional lawsuits and that kind of thing. So why don't I don't hire women? And now because affirmative action is gone, there's no quota, there's no making sure these women get these certain positions. So all he has to say now, if like one of these women want to get these positions, he can just say, well, she wasn't qualified enough. She doesn't look like she's the right fit. He doesn't have to really explain anything or really bring it to that position. So it kind of, there was a lot of women too cheering that on, especially like, non-black women, but they kind of shot themselves in the foot when they did that, because now a lot of those jobs they had, those jobs are going to go to more like men, and they're going to be pushed back to these, like secretary type jobs. Some of them not going to have a hard time finding a job in general, which means, so you have that going on. Keep in mind, you got no-fault divorce. They're already cutting, like food stamps, Section 8. And all this is putting everything right back into the hands of, put it this way, it's getting rid of a lot of that independent crap. A lot of that independent, I don't need a man. Include this woman. She's gonna see very, very soon, very, very soon, as things. And Big Truck Series had talked about this. Big Truck Reviews, I'm sorry. He talked about this, and shout out to him. And now his Passport Bros Business Class channel. Pretty much he just said, like, a lot of times, over these past 5 years, a lot of opportunities we didn't have in the dating market. Slowly but surely, you're about to see a change very quickly as they start removing a lot of these welfare, these welfare state policies and grants and legislation and that kind of thing. You're gonna see a complete change. And that's why she's talking about nobody wants those men. But the thing is, those men are leaving. These are men who are like, in order to travel, as we said before, $1,000 plane trip to the Philippines, to go down to Brazil, you're talking like $800, sometimes $1,000 as well. Even Colombia, a lot of times $600, $700. And so these are the men. These are the men of means. Excuse me. And so with affirmative action going away and all these welfare policies going away, these men are going to become very, very high in demand, but they're all leaving. So which means a lot of times these women are going to be left with pretty much Pookie and Ray Ray. In the non-black versions of Pookie and Ray Ray. That's pretty much what they're going to have to deal with. Excuse me. And she's pretty much going to have to eat everything she said. I mean, right now she's saying they don't need this man, but I suspect pretty soon these women they're gonna notice that this woman and a lot of these modern women have lied to them about their position, because their position really was kind of a fallacy, pretty much propped up by a lot of like legislation and policies and that kind of thing. But now that these policies are going away, put it this way, the value of men is about to skyrocket. I'm gonna say that. Now, that's pretty much all I really wanted to say in this video. This is probably one of my shorter videos, but I just wanted to address what this woman was saying. But to everyone that's listening, just tell me what you think about this whole situation. What she said about us needing a second mom, and leave your comments. Please subscribe to my channel if you have not. Please hit the thumbs up. And until next time, this is your boy, the Passport Bro Wingman, signing off.
Dear Passport Boys, dear Passport Bros, stop calling yourself Passport Boys and Passport Bros. Are you going to the Philippines to look for a Filipina queen or what? So stop calling yourself Passport Boys and Passport Bros. Start calling yourself Passport Kings.